were meant for each other, just so y'all know, and y'all probably already do. Y'all probably knew that they were supposed to be together before they actually saw that they were supposed to be together. That's the kind of couple that they are. They didn't know it, but everybody else did. My name is Shannon Daly. I'm a relationship success consultant. My wife and I have been doing this business for several years. I've been actively in the consulting community for over 7 years.
Well, we are friends with Karen and Kendall, and we actually did their premarital counseling before they got married.
I met Karen first, and then we've met Kendall later on, right before they got married. So I would like to say we're friends first, and then we are more of their consultant or counselor or mentor in marriage.
We grew up in like a neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio. We went to elementary school and then middle school, but he was like this. He was a little. He was real little, like real little. And he was cute, but he wasn't the type of, he was like, oh, he's so cute. Oh, he was little, very tiny.
Very tiny. But yeah, this is where we first like ran into each other, man.
Well, yeah, he was a year behind me.
You always looked at me, though.
Yeah, he was, but he's older than me, but he was a year behind me. He must have flunked.
No, I did not flunk. I started school.
And I started school early.
Yeah, you started school early, so that's
so
all.
We weren't in the same grade. We were in different grades.
Yeah, but yeah, this is Clearfield Elementary.
This is where everybody in Southfield, one of the elementary schools that the people in Southfield went to. He was tiny. He was little. He was cute, but he was little. He was small.
Oh, that sounds like some Webster's.
Like
that sounds like some Webster's stuff.
He was a cute little. He was cute, but he was little. He was little. He was small, but then he grew up.
I grew up.
Yeah, he grew up, but he was little. He had a cousin, and they were both cute little guys. They were cute little. They had a cute little family. Their cousins. They were all little, but they were all really cute, and you could tell their parents took care of them. They were clean, and I just remember it being a real nice looking family. Nice, you could tell they come from a good crop, and then they were very close knit. Like his cousin, it was always one or the other. They was like brothers, but they were cousins, and you knew one. If you knew one, you knew the other one. And that's what I remember about them, is they were a close-knit family.
Kendall's my boy. You know what? Kendall is crazy. Me and Kendall, we have some similar backgrounds. We both we've been in and out of, the streets and that kind of thing. So I think the bond with Kendall was that we both we were overcomers, and he became a man of faith just like I became a man of faith, and it was just like a kindred spirit. And so with Kendall, the best way to describe him is, oh man, he's gonna be mad when he hear this. He's syrupy sweet. He has a heart of gold. He just loves people, and he's passionate. He cries more than I do, so it makes me love him more, because I don't really cry. So he usually cries for me. So I love that he is that guy who just flow with how life is and how God is in his life. So that's the best way to describe Kendall.
Now I call Kendall Mr. Optimism, because everything is gonna just work out for Kendall. Like everything, it doesn't matter what, it could be going horrible. It's gonna work out. It's gonna be good. So he's my Mr. Optimism. And not only that, he has the most tender heart that you could ever experience. He'll cry in a hot second, and that always, because I'm a crier, so me and Kendall, we can relate.
She was just square, so she didn't what interest everybody else did. I guess she just was not interested. She just was like, same way she is now. Just like a homebody, which is good. She just likes, so I didn't see her much. But then, I think that's probably why I liked her, because I'm like, well, nobody's dealing with her, so Right. Not only am I not dealing, nobody's dealing with her, so I want somebody that nobody's really dealt with, for sure. And I've always remembered that, like, she ain't deal with definitely nobody even I know. I'm like, well, I guess she did. She messed with somebody that I know. Yeah, I just remember she was quiet. I remember from like that. So and I knew she was just like always not in trouble, don't want to get in trouble, scared of everything, just scared, and just a rule follower, like follows the rules. And I definitely needed that kind of structure, like to somebody to make me follow the rules. And she don't break no rules.
All right, so Karen is the type of woman who knows what she wants and she knows what she doesn't want. Not only that, she is always learning. And not only that, she's super deep spiritually. Nobody probably really knows that about her unless you have a conversation. But I remember the first conversation I had with her, we were talking about demonic stuff and spiritual principalities and all these things. And I was like, okay, so Karen, she deep. She really deep. I was like, okay, we can get weird, cool, because she's speaking my language. So yeah, that's Karen in a nutshell.
Man, Karen's cool. She was just laid back, cool, chill. She was like, no offense, honey, she was like one of the guys. You could talk to her about anything. You felt comfortable with her. She just had a very low-key presence about her. But when she talks back, you gotta be ready for it because she had a lot of wisdom. So Karen was that girl that knew a lot about everything. And you couldn't say something without her having some sort of input in some way to help guide you into your journey. So Karen was that kind of girl. She was laid back, she was cool, she was somebody you just loved to hang out with.
We never connected because I had seen her, but
I was nice church.
yeah, she was a church girl. So
And
I
then
really
he
didn't
was
see
not-
her.
he was
Yeah, I
just
really
so-
didn't know
he
her
was so-
because she was in the church.
So then one day, so we went to the skating rink, and I was just like, wow, he's grown up. Like, he got some muscles. Like, look at Ken now. Look kind of cute.
You better recognize.
And then that went south. So then you went to the military.
Yeah.
And then I came to Hawaii.
Yeah,
to
she
see
came
you.
to Hawaii. She was the only one. I don't even think my parents visited Hawaii, honestly. But I went to Hawaii and I was speaking with her over the phone, long distance, paying them expensive phone bills. And she came to Hawaii. And she came for like almost a whole week, I believe. That was my only visitor from Columbus, Ohio. My only visitor, period, coming to Hawaii while I was in the military. Nothing evolved from that visit, honestly.
As a matter of fact, when you came home, I pretty much said that I wanted to be with a man of God.
Matter of fact, yes.
Because the man I had was saved.
Saved. Oh, that's her word.
He was saved.
I seen her because when I came home from the military, of course, I moved back with my parents, was there at my parents. I remember one day cutting my dad's grass, and here come her riding by in this two-door red BMW, nice, and it's a single black male. So I'm like, I done cut the lawnmower off, everything, trying to look, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, that's Karen. And she kept going. I'm like, oh, heck
Yeah.
no. She came back when I guess she was going to visit. She said she was going to visit.
Well, you was like, good. And I was like,
She went and visited whoever she said her father. And when she came back, you know, I was already ready because I knew she had to come back this way because that was the only way out. So I was still, the grass had been cut and everything. I was still out there just going back and forth over the grass that didn't even need to be cut, waiting on her to come back. She came back and she stopped. Not like pulled over or nothing, but just stopped in the middle of the street. I'm like, what's up? She's like, I got a saved man. I'm like, oh, well, and I started a lot more back up. Because me, a saved man, I'm like, oh, well, I'm far from that. Matter of fact, I don't even understand what a saved man is. And she told me she wanted a saved man. And that like rang a bell in my mind, like, what is a saved man.
And you
like,
went to church all the time. You didn't know what to say.
yeah, but I still didn't know. I just went to church because my parents said go to church every Sunday. That's why I was going to church. But a saved man, I knew I was far from that. And we met, we would see each other here and there. One day I visited her salon, and I remember going in the salon, and I knew it was her salon. And she was in there, and we was talking. By this time, when I asked her, she was on her third saved man. I think she was on as we talked, she wasn't still with she was on her third saved man. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. Well, I hope that worked out for you, because I'm still not saved.
Karen was like, I didn't want nothing to do with him. You know, I knew him from back in the day, and I was like, Lord, are you sure? So when they were telling us the story, those kind of stories always get me to think, oh yeah, so you guys are supposed to be together. Because when you're going through all those questions like that, you kind of know that God's kind of bringing them together. So it seemed pretty obvious to us that they were supposed to be together.